All right, today we are out here. We're going to be doing a review, and we're going to be testing, active strippers. So this is part of my furniture refinishing series. We've got a table that was going to be discarded as junk. It's pretty cool because we peeled some paint off of it already underneath it. It's a pretty exotic hardwood. It's been primed with a primer and it's painted with multiple coats of a paint, and it's kind of looking ugly. Looks like it would go to the trash, but can we turn this thing into a cool looking table using Kabosh active strip? This is a stripper, a fast acting stripper. We're going to see if it does what it claims it does. Now, we'll talk a little bit about the product itself as we go along, but we got this table. We're going to be using this stripper. It does say to be using rubber gloves and protective eyewear that we've got here. Some of the tools I'm going to be using. I've got a Paint Life brush that we're going to be applying it with. It does say you can apply it by rolling it, which is kind of interesting. It says you can apply it with an airless sprayer. I'm going to begin testing it right on the top here. There's multiple layers of paint on here. Some of the incredible things and claims of the product. It will remove up to 5 layers of most paints in 30 to 35 minutes. I think that could be incredible, if it actually does that. It says it'll remove up to 15 layers in 24 hours, which I think that's even more incredible. So you could have a ton of paint on a project, and apparently it's going to strip it right off fast and easily with a little effort. So we're going to begin doing it. We've got it indoors. It says it's most effective, if you use it, temperatures between 60 and 80 degrees. It's inside, it's 70 degrees right in the middle. So best opportunity for it to work. How much of this stuff do I need? It does say, let me see how many square feet it says it will, cover. It covers 100 square feet per gallon. This is a quart right here, so I don't know, like what's 100 square feet when it comes to a table like this? I have no idea. So I've got 3 quarts. Will 3 quarts do this table? We'll soon find out. So it is, you can see it's coming out. Looks like Elmer's glue. Looks pretty thick. So ideally, if I already knew how this product functioned and worked, I would just start from the legs up, but I want to begin testing it. So I'm going to begin testing it on the top right here. So, don't shoot me, criticize me, saying I'm starting in the wrong place. So I'm going to put my gloves on. Probably should have put my glasses on before I started dumping it, in there, protective eyewear. Being eco-friendly, containing no methylene chloride. I don't know, would it burn my skin? If I got it on my skin, I don't think I want to put that to the test. So I could let you know. Kind of like my skin, but so here's what it looks like. That's how thick it is. You can kind of see, how well it hangs. We're gonna test it since the camera's right here. We're just gonna, test it on, some spots. I'm gonna use a brush. I like to just, use a brush when I'm using strippers. Like I say, you can roll it. You can spray it. And it says sometimes depending on the paint, it will bubble. Sometimes you won't see it bubble. It all depends on the type of paint, but I just put it on and it's already starting to bubble. So, so we know it's already starting to work. So it says it's fast acting, and I guess we can say that's pretty accurate. It's so thick, square feet wise, I definitely don't think it's gonna cover a lot of area, but we'll soon find out. Eventually I'll let you know how many quarts it takes to actually cover this entire area. You can see it's really starting to come up on this front section right here. It is actually working right there. So it cut right through one layer of the paint right there. It's always a challenge with strippers, you know, getting like one layer of paint off, but getting the stripper cutting through all the layers is always the major challenge. So this product's saying it'll strip 5 to 15 layers. It's kind of incredible. You see it's peeling. That looks like just 1 or 2 layers of paint right there. And you can see the hardwood. The hardwood had some type of, it was oiled or waxed, looks like underneath it. It wasn't a stain or a lacquer, or it had some type of stain in it, but I think it was waxed and not lacquered. So it'll be interesting to see what it does to that wood. So I'll give you just a little bit of review on one of the topics, and that's smell or odor. So I wouldn't say there's zero odor, but extremely low odor. It's not a strong odor, not an unpleasant odor, just very slight. So don't have to worry about wearing a respirator or a mask, you know, when you're using this product, because just like they claim, it is very low odor. Been 4 hours. We've scraped off this first coat. I'm gonna test, I usually brush stuff on, but gotta do another coat. I'm just gonna test a roller with a stripper, see if I can just get it on a little bit faster than brushing it. I'm just using like a 3/4 inch roller. This, because the stuff is so thick, I think rolling it on is just going to be a little bit faster. But we've got discovered this table has 2 coats of a multi-surface industrial acrylic. It had a primer underneath that, a bonding primer. And then on top of everything, it had a water-based poly. So it's definitely taken a little bit, but it's already cut it down to the wood on a lot of it 4 hours later. The legs ate through pretty quick, and it's coming off. But working another coat. Do like using this roller to get it on. I'm not even using a screen, I just got a bucket, just got a roller, just goes on a lot faster with this roller. Gotta say, so far it's going on easy. There was no drips at all, hung very well on the legs, didn't run down the legs at all, so it didn't have drips anywhere. right, so now I'm going to go over some of the highlights and what I liked about the active strip, and if there's anything I didn't like about it. So the active stripping gel, I got to say it worked amazingly well. And one of the key features I liked about it, I brushed and I rolled it. It hangs extremely well. Did not drip, did not run. It also stays wet for a long period of time. I put a nice coat of it on the table and then came back overnight, and the next day worked with it. The stuff was still wet and it was still active and working, so it does stay wet and active for a long period of time, just like it says. I was working indoors on it, and the odor, like I said in the video, even after working for a long period of time, letting it set overnight, very low odor, didn't give me a headache, could barely smell the product. It does, I like it because it is water-based and it does clean up fast and easy. My tools cleaned up with Dawn dish soap. It's soap and water, warm water, very quickly and easily. When I was done stripping the table, took it outside, used a pressure washer and warm water. Everything cleaned off the table really quickly and easily, once again with just Dawn dish soap, and the table was kind of like fresh and new. What it did remove on the table itself, it removed, there was an extreme bonding primer that was on there. There was multiple coats of a multi-surface acrylic, which is an industrial product. Then over the top of that was a water-based polyurethane. So it removed 3 different types of products on the table. Under all of that was a tinted paste wax, which was really, really dark. And I was really impressed because it actually lifted all the color right out of the wood and left me with a nice clean bare wood to work with and stain and re-clear coat. No residue was left behind, no contamination, no fisheye with my water-based stain, nor my water-based clear coat over the top of that. So it was, I really don't have anything negative to say about it. It did take some time, probably more time than the instructions indicated it would take, because I wasn't working with conventional paints. The multi-surface acrylic is an industrial acrylic that is very, very durable and resistant to a lot of chemicals. So it did take some time to work on that. It worked very, very fast on the polyurethane top coat. Within minutes, it was lifting that top coat up. But it did take some time to work with on the MSA and that extreme bonding primer. But the color underneath, the wax and paste, lifted it right out in minutes and cleaned it up. So do I recommend it active strip? This is truly the best stripper that I've ever used when it comes to stripping furniture. So if you got any type of projects, furniture, antiques and stuff, if you want a great stripper, this is it. Active strip from Kabosh is something I would highly recommend.